Once the simulation has finished, you are ready to view several charts that allow for interpretation and analysis. 27. Now hover on top of cell F4, the output net margin before insurance, and click on the histogram button to display a summarizing histogram of its simulated results. Keep in mind that these statistics to be reported could generate different values depending on any number of settings, such as the number of iterations and the number of input variables of the model. Now, we want to do a probabilistic analysis on two important profit threshold values, $0 and $100,000. In other words, we want to calculate the probabilities of making a profit more than $0 and of making more than $100,000. 28. Go to Parameters icon and change the values of target values 1 and 2 at the bottom of this dialog. Just make sure you do not simulate again when asked. This operation will change the delimited target values correspondingly. Observe that there's approximately an 8% probability of having losses and 23% probability of having a net margin above $100,000. Since the complement to the calculated target value 2 is 100% minus 77%. Therefore, there's a 69% probability of having a net margin between $0 and $100,000, calculated as the difference between target value 2 and target value 1. The net margin curve is decidedly negatively asymmetrical, with a negative skewness of minus 2.3. In other words, with respect to the median value of $74,000, there exists probabilities of extending on negative net margins on a much larger direction towards the negative side as opposed to the positive side. Consider that losses could account as much as larger than $628,000, whereas the maximum simulated amount reached over $182,000. On average, mean income is approximately $66,000. However, the strength of this average does not seem to be that relevant for making a decision, when you consider that monthly losses, even though highly unlikely, could be so negative as to surpass, in this simulation, $628,000.